We're here today with Ben Moore, who plays a ton of Hearthstone, and there's this card game in The Witcher 3 called Gwent.
I'm so excited for this, Bloodworth.
Yeah, and I'm not a Hearthstone player, but I did get addicted to Gwent. Like, because anytime you walk up to a shop like a blacksmith or herbalist, whatever, there'll be somebody there that there'll be an opportunity to play Gwent. And I'm like, yes, right now. It doesn't matter like what my quest is or whatever. It's like Gwent. Oh, okay. I'm not gonna pass that up.
This is a good sign. I see us playing Hearthstone in the future.
And one thing that's interesting about it though is it's a collectible card game. So when you beat an opponent, then, I mean, not only do you get some small amount of coins, but you get one of their cards.
So when you lose, do you lose cards?
No. So we're going to talk to this innkeep here. So I'll just set whatever amount here.
All the way. I like it. Blood bets big.
So you start off with the Northern Realms deck being the one that's like the most useful. And you need 22, I think, regular unit cards to actually form a deck. But like this is where your deck builder is. So there's these over here. So some of these are what they call special cards. They have different effects. Mm-hmm. And then these are like your normal cards. So you see you have swords, archers, and then there's siege units down here. And those will determine the position. And then you also have a leader card in the middle. And those can be used like once per match to be able to have a special effect as well.
Okay.
And then the faction, the deck that you use, that also has specific perks.
Is it sort of like rock, paper, scissors where like siege is good against this
It
type
actually
of thing,
doesn't work that way.
Okay.
That's really just about positioning. So
Okay.
but we'll get started here and we'll see what ends up happening. And then you do a little coin toss. I think one of the factions actually negates the coin toss and like forces to go first, or
That's interesting.
Or one of them I think gets to choose whether they go first or second. So you draws a hand. You start with 10. Sometimes some of the factions will actually let you draw extra cards, and then so the unit value is kind of your attack value, and then they have different things. So like these guys, the Crimford Reavers, they'll like buff each other.
Is that what the handshake symbolizes?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if they have multiple of those, then they'll stack on top of each other, and so like 2 5s will become 10, and so on.
Oh, so that's good. That's a huge thing. It sounds like.
But this guy, I've only got one of him, so I'll pop him out of there. That gave me Zoltan, so I'll pop Zoltan out of there too. See if I get some else. Okay, so I got a 6 instead, so that helps. And so what you'll see is, so the swords go in the first slot, bows go in the second, and then siege goes in the third. And the difference that makes is that there are weather effects, and I don't have a weather card right now, but I do have a clear weather. And so if they put a weather card down, it'll basically negate all of those units to like 1.
Interesting.
And then there are also hero cards, which I don't have any of right now either, unfortunately. I don't actually have a lot of special cards, which is kind of a bummer. But that's the hand we draw.
Hey, can you mulligan at the start?
You can forfeit at any time.
Okay.
But not really mulligan.
Okay.
Okay, so he used a spy on me. So spy will put it on your opponent's side, but then you'll get to draw 2 cards. So he got extra cards.
Can the spy hurt your units from your side?
No, it actually, like, they got a hero spy, so it's actually a little better than usual. Oh, Scorch, dang it. So that just wiped out all of the cards. Whatever card's the highest level, Scorch will knock all of them down. So I had 2 6s, and he didn't have any 6s, so he just burned those cards away.
Oh no.
So let's try going with these Crimford Reavers now that I'm getting lower on cards. Okay, so he just buffed his close combat row, and so see I have one of those buffs too that I can use. So the normal horn can buff any row, but his leader card buffs close combat. I think my leader card will bump siege. Oh, that one's a crazy one. So that pulls in any matching cards, even if they're not in your hand.
Oh, just from the deck?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So he's up to 40 now. So this is where it may be a good opportunity for me to,
Do you have life that does like the player have life that you're trying to attack, or are you just building a force?
So he's got 40 points and I've got 20.
Okay.
So it's whoever at the end of that round has the highest. So like let's say if I just clear this round, if I pass, then he'll knock one of my gems off, and then he's won the first round. So it's like a best 2 out of 3.
Oh, okay. So it seems like the games go pretty fast then.
They can.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then his faction allows him to keep one of his cards on the play, but I think it just chooses it randomly. And he already went and passed, so I can just stick out a card that's higher, and then we'll move on to the next round. Because I defeated him this round since he already passed.
Wow. That was simple.
But he still has more cards than I do right now. Oh, because I won that round, I got an extra card.
Okay.
So
that's a weather card, right?
That's a weather card. So if he has any archers, I'll be able to kind of debuff them. So, oh, he's going to get rough. Probably has the other 2 crones. Yep. I've got another siege.
So what was the thought process behind picking that card to put out right now?
Well, right now I pretty much just have simple cards.
Okay.
So yeah, this is actually probably not gonna end well. This is gonna get me. Yeah, there's not really anything I'm gonna be able to do. It's just a matter of numbers.
Oh my God.
Yep. So, and that's the thing. Like sometimes it's just your hand. You get dealt a bad hand. So I'm just basically.
So it seems like most of the time you're just looking for good combinations of cards that will get you a huge number.
Yeah, but again, the strategy involved, with the spy cards and that kind of thing, especially, can make a difference. Let's try this guy again with a different deck and see if it makes any difference.
So I kind of brought this up before, but I'm still a little unclear on what exactly the spy's function is.
Okay, so the spy, what they do is they allow you to draw 2 more cards.
Oh, okay.
But the trade-off for that is that they go to your enemy's side.
So they buff him at the cost of you getting cards.
Right.
Oh, okay, that's super interesting.
But the thing is they had a hero level spy card, so the attack damage was 0. So it didn't damage them anyway.
Okay. Interesting.
So hero cards are immune to any kind of weather effects or scorch or any kind of special cards. But they also can't be buffed up. So you can't double them like the other cards.
Okay.
Okay, so I've got a couple of hero cards. That's good. This guy, it's not going to do me any good. Okay, Dandelion will buff everyone else on his row, so that's nice. And that's not going to do me any good. Okay. Oh, man, I'm not getting any of the other special ones. Because there are other cards, too, that basically, when you put them out, they will... they're like healers, and so they'll let you pull a card out of your discard pile.
Oh, I like that. What's the card on the far right?
Far right is just a higher level siege.
Okay.
I'll just match him for now and see where this goes. That's one of the strategies you can use too, is just kind of bleed people of cards. And so if they're out of anything, and all they've got left is like weather cards, then you pretty much just win by default.
Right, because you don't want to overextend yourself in
Right.
the first round and be completely out of cards and then just lose.
Yeah, so he just put a siege out there, so I can kind of show you that with the rain card. That now he drops from 6 to 1.
Cool. But that also affects your siege
Yeah.
units. Okay, I think I'm getting the hang of this.
Yeah, and so the same thing with Scorch. I could play that Scorch card, but I'd also lose mine because there are 3 10s on the board. Let's see here. I put out. Oh yeah, so here I can show you a hero card. So because he's hero, he's not affected by the rain.
Okay, and that's true of all hero cards? They're not affected by the weather? Okay.
This guy's really going to town though. If he had anything higher than a 10, I would totally just scorch him.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, there's not anything for me to really work with here, so. But he may not have, now that we're down to 5 cards each, he may not have much to get him through both rounds. But the monster's a hard deck to go against because there's so many that can pull in from the deck like this.
See, to me, this seems like the best ability because you just get so much at once.
Yeah. Yeah,
and is that unique to monsters?
I think the Scoia'tael, which is another. So I think you get the Northern Kingdom deck first, and then Nilfgaard, and then Scoia'tael and monsters. So they're the more complex decks for sure. Man, I don't know if I don't really have much to work with in terms of strategy here.
I would just Scorch it, right?
Yeah, I'll just go ahead and Scorch a 6. Yeah, he's just got so many of them.
Yeah.
We may go fight the herbalist for the next round. I got nothing on that. Oh boy. 2 defeats in a row. Not great for showing this off.
It just doesn't seem like your deck is up to snuff for this, you know?
Right. Well, the funny thing is that, you know, I have had times where I thought that, like, okay, I've just got Gwent down. I'm just going to win every time. Mm-hmm. And then here I am. I walk in and I'm recording and like, nope.
Question.
Okay.
Do they ever incorporate Gwent into the quest where it's like the stakes are a little bit higher than just normal bets?
Yeah. I can't remember in terms of stakes, but there are definitely times when Gwent comes up in regular quests.
Okay, that's cool.
And there's even an entire side quest that's based around Gwent. And the kind of criminal underworld taking advantage of the rarity of the cards and that kind of thing.
This is a dream come true for me.
All right, so we'll do one more. We'll do one more round. I'll let you try to get a hand of that.
Oh no. Okay.
Or do you not want to?
No, I'll do it.
Okay.
I'm just scared.
You can pick whichever deck you like. It's the right bumper. The thing about you could probably go with the monster deck. That was the one that was doing really well for them. That was kind of annihilating.
I'm doing it. I'm doing monster.
But I don't think I have like as many matching cards as they do. All right, so now you've got to discard. I would discard this too. That's not gonna do any good.
Okay.
And then that too as well. And hopefully, yeah, you've got some more interesting things here. So I would save the one on the far right for the next round.
Okay.
At least.
So I should just play like one of these 5s or 6s, right?
Yeah, something that's a little lower or mid-level. Just to get things started.
Okay, so that's not that bad.
Yeah, hit the square button actually to see what's your leader card. Okay, so that'll be able to double close combat if you need that. So just hit circle to cancel for now.
That seems really useful.
Yeah, because you have a lot of close combat. All those swords are close combat.
And so what this would do is if I had more of these cards in my hand, it would play them?
Even if they're in your deck. So I don't know, though, if you actually do with that card, but you can put it out there and see.
What is this guy's ability?
So he can go into either the close combat or into the archer slot.
Got it.
So you can choose.
And what does she do?
She will allow you to pull another card out of your discard pile. So that's why she's better to wait for the next round.
Makes sense. Let's try him.
Yeah, no matching ones.
Great.
Yeah, so that's the thing. That's where the deck building comes in. Because if you had 5 of those in your deck, then they would all pop out at the same time.
Should I try him to see if we have more?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
See what we get. Anything? Yeah.
Yeah!
So we only have one other, but you know, that's good. And then you can use that leader card to kind of double the whole row now. Oh, and they just did a spy, so that's on your side now. But they've got more cards than you. So if you do square to leader.
Do you think I should lead him now?
I think you might want to, just because it might like force them into just kind of.
Can you only use leader once per game?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, I'm going to take your advice, Blood.
Yeah, I would just give it a shot since you have so many out there.
So what's the...
So they passed, so you're going to move on to the next round.
So Scorch gets rid of frontline units?
So Scorch will get rid of all the units that have the highest number. So right now, that 14, Scorch would only hit 14. But at the highest number 8, it would get rid of all of the 8s.
I see, okay.
Yeah, so hit pass, that's the triangle. You just hold the triangle button down. And that'll end this round. and then we'll see what pops up on the next one. Oh, and since you're Monster Faction, you got to keep one of those. So I would now put Yennefer down.
Okay.
And then I would grab that spy card. And then you'll get 2 more cards.
I see. Excellent.
So you have a Scorch
look
now,
at
and you
that.
have another hero.
And this guy's just very strong, it seems like.
Yeah, he's 10 and he's immune to weather, but you might still want to hold off on using him at this point.
Okay.
Although you might, if you wanted to, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it to it, but you could actually just burn that spy card with a Scorch.
But wouldn't I get rid of Yennefer as well?
I think she's immune.
Oh, because hero cards are immune from that. Okay. Yeah, I like that idea. Yeah, good call, good call. That seems good.
All right, so now what you're left with is a little tricky because now you basically are just left with raw numbers. You don't have much strategy other than whether to put the Harpy in close or ranged.
So I should just play my big guy.
I would actually maybe hold off on him because if you do end up having to go to the next round, it might make the difference.
Okay. So that was a fairly weak play.
Yeah, I would just try to keep going on weak stuff and bleed his cards out.
This is intense.
That was a pretty big one, but you're still fine. I would actually even still, because you're just doing numbers right now, I would just keep going on low ones, even if it makes it feel like he's winning.
Okay.
So you just looked at your cards.
Do you think I'm putting too much into the first thing?
Maybe. Okay, so ooh, okay. I would actually, I would go ahead and pass.
Okay. So just
Yeah.
take this as a loss?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I didn't feel like there was a lot we could do there.
Right. Oh, and he just decoyed. He just got one of his cards back. This could be tricky. Oh, you got to keep a card on the table though.
And it's a decent one.
Yeah. Let's see what he does. What's he got left? Got that 10. Start low and hope for the best. But you really are just down to numbers.
So how many cards does he have in his hand?
He's got 3 more cards.
Okay, that's not...
That's not going to do anything for him. You're matched right now. He's probably going to have... Yep, clear weather. You're probably going to be fine. Once they use that, that's usually a sign that they're done.
What does clear weather do?
It clears away any weather effects.
Oh,
from the
okay.
board,
So yeah, and there wasn't any... Okay, okay.
What?
Nice.
So what's his last one? Yep, that's it. You won.
He didn't even play his last card.
Nope. He knew better. Just nothing's going to help. So there you go. That's
First
Gwent.
game of Gwent. Yeah. So I feel like going through this has been extremely helpful. I feel like I have like a fairly solid grasp on it. Do they do a good job of explaining it in the game?
I think so, because they give you a pretty base tutorial, and then like a lot of those other things, like the monsters that draw in all the other cards and stuff, they come in gradually, you know. So as you get new cards, you kind of learn what that additional strategy is and how to experiment with it.
Yeah, and you said it was a collectible card game. What's the primary way you earn new cards? Is it just by beating people?
By beating people, and then when you find new inns, new merchants, sometimes they'll have like 5 or 6 cards for sale.
Okay. Blood, I think I'm gonna have to get every card in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.